From the Federal Bureau of Investigation, this is your Global Intelligence Update.
Of America years ago and was not seen by anyone for 2.5 years. And thanks to our great work with our partners in the government of India and overseas, we literally captured her for the first time in 2.5 years. She is now in FBI custody and she's on her way to face prosecution in the state of...
At 11:47 p.m. on a Tuesday night, the Federal Bureau of Investigation stood before a classified briefing room in downtown Los Angeles and delivered a statement that would rewrite everything we thought we knew about international drug trafficking on American soil. They had just dismantled what they are calling the largest Horn of Africa to United States narcotics corridor ever discovered operating inside California. 2 names, 1 marriage, and a drug empire worth over $840 million annually. More than 4,200 kilograms of heroin seized. Over 2.1 million fentanyl pills recovered. 14 fortified locations across Southern California. And at the center of it all, a married couple who turned the Los Angeles port system into the front door of a global narcotics pipeline. Their names were David and Miriam Castellan. On paper, they were respected import-export business owners. In reality, they commanded one of the most sophisticated international drug networks the DEA has ever seen. This is not about street dealers. This is about command-level narcotics architecture built inside America's most critical trade gateway. And what federal agents found when they kicked in the doors will make you question how deep organized crime has burrowed into our infrastructure. Stay with me, because what comes next is worse. 4:32 a.m., San Pedro, California. The air is cold and wet. Fog rolls in thick off the Pacific, wrapping around shipping containers stacked like steel mountains along the Los Angeles port. Streetlights glow dim through the mist. Everything is silent except for the low hum of idling diesel engines in the distance. Then the silence breaks. FBI, DEA, ICE, Homeland Security investigations, SWAT teams in full tactical blackout gear. Over 200 federal agents converge on 17 targeted locations simultaneously across Los Angeles, Long Beach, Riverside, and San Bernardino counties. This is Operation Tidalgate, and it hits like a hurricane. The first breach happens at a commercial warehouse near the port of Los Angeles. Flashbangs explode. Doors are ripped off hinges. Agents in black helmets flood inside, rifles raised, voices sharp and commanding. Inside, they find row after row of shipping pallets labeled as agricultural goods, coffee beans, textiles, ceramic tiles. But when the crates are cracked open, agents pull out something else entirely. Vacuum-sealed bricks of brown powder heroin, bundles of white powder cocaine, and thousands upon thousands of blue fentanyl pills stamped with cartel insignia. The air smells like chemicals and fear. 2 cartel operatives try to run through a back-loading dock. They don't make it 10 feet. Agents tackle them to the concrete, zip ties snapping around wrists. By 5:14 a.m., the warehouse alone yields over 1,800 kilograms of narcotics. But that is just location 1. Across town, another SWAT team smashes into a luxury logistics office in downtown Los Angeles. Glass doors shatter. Inside, they find high-end furniture, polished marble floors, and framed shipping licenses on the walls. Everything looks legitimate, until agents find the back server room. Encrypted hard drives, satellite phones with foreign SIM cards, ledgers written in coded shorthand, and a locked steel cabinet containing over $3.2 million in cash, bundled and vacuum-sealed, ready for transport. One agent pulls a folder from a desk drawer. Inside are shipping manifests. But these manifests have 2 sets of entries. One official, one hidden. The hidden column tracks container numbers, arrival times, and something labeled priority routing clearance. The agent radios command. We've got coordination at the port level. This isn't just smuggling, this is systems-level infiltration. By dawn, the raids have swept through 14 locations. A fortified estate in Riverside with reinforced steel gates and security cameras on every corner. A seemingly ordinary import warehouse in Long Beach where agents find a concealed subfloor packed with methamphetamine bricks. A human trafficking transit house in San Bernardino where 19 migrants are found locked in a basement held as leverage and labor for cartel operations. A cartel-run nightclub in East Los Angeles used as a money laundering front, its back office stuffed with duffel bags of cash and handguns. The seizures are staggering. 4,200 kilograms of heroin, over 2.1 million fentanyl pills, 880 kilograms of cocaine, 1,100 kilograms of methamphetamine, $14.7 million in cash, 73 firearms. And something no one expected. In the Riverside estate, inside a climate-controlled vault hidden behind a false wall, agents find a black leather briefcase. Inside are encrypted USB drives, foreign bank routing codes, and a single printed document titled Project Sahara Gate. It is a master logistics plan. And it does not just show drug routes, it shows who made them possible. 9:20 a.m., FBI Cyber Crimes Unit, Federal Building, Los Angeles. The room is dim, lit only by the glow of multiple monitors. Forensic analysts have been working through the night, cracking the encryption on the seized USB drives. When the first file opens, the room goes silent. On the screen is a network diagram. It looks like a spider web. At the center, two names, David and Miriam Castellan. Radiating outward are dozens of nodes. Shell companies registered in Delaware, Nevada, and the Cayman Islands. Ghost logistics firms with names like Pacific Meridian Freight, West Harbor Trade Solutions, Transoceanic Distribution LLC. Offshore accounts in Dubai, Nairobi, Mombasa, and Cyprus. Fake nonprofit foundations claiming to support African trade development. Restaurant chains in Los Angeles used to wash cartel cash through inflated invoices and ghost payroll. It is not a drug operation. It is a multinational corporate empire designed to move narcotics like legitimate cargo. One analyst pulls up financial transfers. Over $840 million moved in 3 years. Payments disguised as consulting fees, shipping costs, agricultural imports, and charitable donations. But every dollar traces back to heroin, fentanyl, cocaine, and meth shipments arriving from the Horn of Africa and Mexico, rerouted through Los Angeles, and distributed across the United States. Another analyst opens a communication log, encrypted messages between David Castellan and contacts in Djibouti, Mogadishu, Tijuana, and Culiacan. Code words like coffee shipment, textile order, and priority delivery are used. But the timestamps match perfectly with known narcotics arrivals at the port of Los Angeles. Then, they find the worst file. It is labeled Port Access Authorization. Inside are the names of 6 officials working at the Los Angeles and Long Beach port authorities. Customs inspectors, cargo clearance supervisors, security checkpoint managers. Each one received monthly payments ranging from $18,000 to $75,000. In exchange, they provided priority routing for containers flagged by the Castellans. Those containers were never inspected, never scanned, never opened. They rolled straight through into cartel hands. One investigator leans back in his chair and says it out loud. This is not corruption. This is command-level collusion. They turned the port into their private drug highway. The lead agent types one line into the incident report. The Castellans did not infiltrate the system. They redesigned it. And the operation is just beginning. 6:03 a.m. Joint Task Force Command Center, Los Angeles. A massive digital map fills the wall. Across Southern California, red markers pulse on the screen. Each one represents a location tied to the Castellan network. Warehouses, safe houses, distribution hubs, cartel-controlled businesses. human trafficking transit points, money laundering fronts. There are 47 markers. Standing in front of the map is the Operation Commander, a senior FBI supervisory special agent. Behind her are representatives from DEA, ICE, Homeland Security Investigations, the U.S. Marshals, and California Highway Patrol. She speaks clearly. We are taking all of it. Every node, every asset, every operative. Today, this is Phase 2 of Operation Titlegate. Over 1,100 federal agents, 32 SWAT teams, Black Hawk helicopters stationed at March Air Reserve Base, armored tactical vehicles staged across Los Angeles, Riverside, San Bernardino, and Orange counties. U.S. Customs and Border Protection has locked down inspection protocols at every port and border entry point between California and Mexico. U.S. Navy vessels patrol offshore waters to intercept any potential maritime smuggling attempts. At exactly 6:30 a.m., the operation launches. Agents hit a fortified drug super lab hidden inside a commercial paint factory in Fontana. The building looks abandoned from the outside. Inside, it is a full-scale methamphetamine production facility. Industrial mixers, chemical vats, ventilation hoods. Agents in hazmat suits move through the lab, tagging evidence. They seize 670 kilograms of finished meth and enough precursor chemicals to produce 3 tons more. 2 cartel chemists are arrested on site, hands zip-tied, faces blank with shock. Simultaneously, a convoy of black SUVs rolls up to a gated mansion in the hills of Riverside. This is the Castellan estate. The gates are steel reinforced. Security cameras cover every angle. But the SWAT team does not knock. A breaching charge blows the front gate off its hinges. Agents flood the property. David and Miriam Castellan are found in the main living room, sitting calmly on a leather couch as if they were expecting this moment. David is in his 50s, silver-haired, wearing an expensive suit even at dawn. Miriam is younger, sharply dressed, her expression cold and unreadable. Neither resists. As agents cuff them, one whispers to the other in a language the agents do not immediately recognize. But it does not matter. They are done. Inside the estate, agents find more than they imagined. A private office with floor-to-ceiling monitors displaying live feeds from port cameras, warehouse entries, and highway checkpoints. A walk-in safe containing $8.3 million in cash, gold bars, and uncut diamonds. A hidden armory with assault rifles, body armor, and grenades. And in the basement, a soundproof room with holding cells. Evidence suggests it was used to detain and interrogate rivals, traitors, or anyone who threatened the network. One agent radios in, "This is not a home. This is a command fortress." Across the region, more raids unfold. A human trafficking house in San Bernardino where 14 women and children are rescued, all brought across the border under false pretenses and held as collateral for cartel debts. A logistics company in Long Beach that served as a front for routing narcotics across state lines using refrigerated trucks labeled as food transport. A cartel-run auto body shop in East Los Angeles used to retrofit vehicles with hidden compartments for drug and cash smuggling. A migrant smuggling operation in the desert near the Salton Sea, where agents intercept a convoy of vans carrying 32 migrants who were promised work but were being delivered into forced labor. In total, the operation seizes an additional 2,100 kilograms of narcotics, $22 million in assets, 93 firearms, and arrests 67 cartel operatives and enablers. By 2:00 p.m., the underworld has taken more damage in 8 hours than it has in the last 8 years. But the worst discovery comes later. Inside the seized server room at the downtown logistics office, federal analysts begin extracting internal communications. What they find is not just corruption, it is infiltration at every level. 6 Port Authority officials, 11 customs inspectors, 4 Los Angeles Police Department officers assigned to port security, 2 deputy sheriffs in Riverside County, a senior logistics coordinator at a major shipping line. and one federal contractor working inside a Homeland Security regional office. All of them were paid. All of them received encrypted instructions. All of them turned blind eyes, altered manifests, delayed inspections, or leaked raid schedules to the Castellans. The logs show payments disguised as consulting fees, gifts, and loans. But the timing is unmistakable. Every time a major shipment arrived, inspections were conveniently reduced. Every time federal interest spiked, patrols were redirected. One email recovered from a port supervisor reads, "Container 4472B flagged for secondary. Adjust routing per usual." Translation: let it through. Another message from a deputy sheriff, task force staging near Zone 7 Thursday morning. Recommend delay. Translation: warn the cartel. These were not rogue actors. This was a coordinated shadow enforcement system designed to protect the Castellan network. One honest customs agent, interviewed after the arrests, breaks down. "I worked next to some of these people for years. I trusted them. And the whole time they were working for the other side." Federal prosecutors later describe it in a press briefing. "What we uncovered was not just a drug trafficking operation. It was a parallel infrastructure. The Castellans built a second system inside our own, and it functioned with terrifying efficiency. Every compromised official is arrested. Badges are stripped. Careers ended. And the message is clear. The system will be rebuilt from the ground up, or it will not stand at all." But the Castellan network was not limited to California. As investigators dig deeper, they discover the true scale. The Horn of Africa corridor was the origin. Heroin produced in poppy fields across East Africa and Southwest Asia, smuggled through Djibouti and Mombasa, shipped to Los Angeles under fake manifests. From there, the Castellans coordinated distribution across 14 states, trucking routes through Nevada, Arizona, Texas, Colorado, and into the Midwest. Fake agricultural transport companies. Refrigerated trucks labeled as produce or dairy. Weigh stations bypassed using falsified inspection logs provided by paid contractors. In some cases, the cartel used green energy grants to fund logistics companies that appeared to be environmentally friendly freight operations. In reality, they were drug highways. The network moved an estimated 320 kilograms of narcotics per week without a single red flag. One seized document outlines what investigators are calling the final phase. It was titled Permanence Protocol. The plan was to expand the Castellan operation into a self-sustaining continental drug empire. Embedded officials in every major port city. Controlled logistics networks across the southern and western United States. Legal businesses to wash billions in cartel cash. And political influence to ensure protection at the legislative level. One line in the document is underlined. By 2028, the network will be untouchable. But they were wrong. Because in June of this year, Operation Titlegate kicked in the door. So what does this mean? It means that power does not always need violence. Sometimes it just needs silence and ambition. The Castellans were not gangsters with guns on street corners. They were architects. They built their empire with contracts, code words, and corruption. They turned legitimate systems into weapons. And they almost succeeded. But while federal agents were dismantling warehouses and seizing drugs, the real cost was being felt in communities across America. Fentanyl pills laced into counterfeit prescriptions. Heroin flooding into neighborhoods already devastated by addiction. Families losing sons and daughters to overdoses. Migrants exploited, abused, and trafficked as disposable assets. This is not just about drugs. It is about the erosion of trust, the weaponization of infrastructure, and the quiet collapse of accountability. And it is a warning, because for every network we take down, there are others watching, learning, adapting. The Castellans are in federal custody. Their empire is shattered. But the systems they exploited, the officials they corrupted, and the gaps they found, those still exist. And unless we remain vigilant, someone else will try to fill the void. If you are still watching, tap like so more people see this story. Comment expose if you believe corruption like this must be dragged into the light. Share this video if you think the public deserves to know how deep infiltration can go. The warning it carries is real. Stay awake, stay angry, and never assume the system is too strong to be broken. Because the Castellans proved it is not.